This is the practice video for the technical etude. I'm going to go through a couple of things on how to practice this and how to approach it. The first thing we're going to cover is how to mark your music. So when we have our technical etude, it's only 19 measures long. It's not very long. There aren't a whole lot of dynamics in there, but there are a lot of style markings, like a lot of accents and a lot of staccatos. So we really have to make sure that we address those when we practice. The very first thing I want you to notice is at the very first measure, I put a 2 and I cut it off after the first note, and I drew a 4 and I cut it and I put a slash through it to cut off on 4 on the second dotted corner note. So it's going to be 1 off on 2 and then ta ta ti off on 4 ta ti. So when we get to there and we count through that, I'll make sure that I'm releasing on those downbeats. I also added some breath marks on the first line in case you needed them, or the reminder after the first note of measure 3, but it's got to be super duper quick if you take that one. That's why it's in parentheses. And then obviously you're going to breathe on the rests, okay? There's also a couple of things like at measure 12, I put a slash on the up, and that's going to remind me on those notes is I'm going to release those notes on the upbeat of 1 and on the upbeat of 3. And then on measure 14, the half note happens on beat 3. And I gave myself a reminder on there that it happens on 3, and it's different on 13 because that one happens on 4 and it's a quarter note. So those two are different, and it's meant to trick you. I also highlighted the accents in yellow to make sure that I see those. And we will get started. The very first thing we need to do is count through the song. So we are going to count through it, and ready? Here we go. 1 off, and a 3 off, and 1, and a 2, E, and a 3, and 4, and 1, and a 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 3, 4, 1, E, and a 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, E, and a 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 3, and 1. And then we play through it. Here we go. It's double forte, so it's going to be big and strong, but be careful not to distort. Ready? 1, and 2, and 3, and... And it should be just like that. The etude itself doesn't go much faster than that. At performance tempo, it probably wouldn't go any much faster than 90, but if you wanted to go faster, you could. The whole purpose of the song is not to be fast. It's just to be accurate and very technical in the study. So here we go. 1, and 2, and 3. And that would be the first cut of that. When we go into the next portion is basically the second half of the song. We're going to slow our tempo down back to 70, what we had before, and we're going to count through it. Ready, set, here's measure 8. 1, and a 2, and 3, E, and a 4, E, and 1, 2, 3, 4, decrescendo, 1, 2, 3 and a half, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1 off, 3 off, 1 E and a 2, 4, 1 E and a 2, 3, 1 E and a 2, E and a 3, E and a 4, 1 E and a 2, E and a 3, E and a 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Then we're going to play through it. Ready? Now we're going to play through it. 1 and 2, and ready, and... So we're going to move that up a little bit more in a more performance tempo. And here we go, starting at measure 8, and a 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so the next step is we'll glue all of it together. So I'm going to go performance tempo. I'm going to play through the entire thing. I'm going to try and remember to do my accents the way I practice them. I'm going to try to remember to do my releases the way I practice them. And if I make a mistake, I'm just going to keep on going just as if it were a performance. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. And that's the Etude.